Who created the New Zealand company? Who's behind the New Zealand company that was sort of, cutting corners with the Maori, not making payments and trying to do trade or, acquire more land?
That was Edward Gibbon Wakefield was the principal architect of the company. A person who actually ended up in jail for kidnapping earlier on in his life. And he came up with this idea of what he calls systematic colonisation. If you look at the way immigrants move from one country to another, and it's the same today, they move either individually or with their family members. They decide things are better here, or there's a reason to go, or things aren't great where I am and I'll move. That tends to be the pattern, always has been. Wakefield said, no, we need this to be more systematic. This is an inefficient way. We need to have somewhere on earth where we can acquire land relatively inexpensively and then transport tens of thousands of people there and sell that land and make abundant profits. And New Zealand was the target of enterprises. And it's a great business model because no one's regulating it. It's frontier capitalism. And the British government were becoming increasingly anxious about this because they knew of Wakefield's personal character, which was far from ideal. They sensed the risks involved because at that time, the late 1830s and into the early 1840s, there was a strong humanitarian influence within the British Colonial Office, which was the British government department that ran the empire. So they were concerned. They said, look, this runs the risk of creating major problems in New Zealand between settlers and the indigenous, or what they call at the time, the native population. New Zealand Company wasn't interested in that. They were interested in really their business model. So there was a collision course now between the actions of the New Zealand Company, this mercenary group, and the ideology of the British Colonial Office, which was, at that time anyway, about protection and trusteeship. So these two different values were coming closer together and about to collide.